All right, so I have my guest Arik Nelson on the podcast today, and we get into really basically community, how big that is, family life, his testimony, how he got into music, and then really the overwhelming theme of the episode is just community. So if you guys would, if you're enjoying what we're doing here, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you would hit subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And if you're listening to this on Apple, if you would scroll all the way down to the bottom, rate it and review it, all that good stuff, because that really helps out with the algorithm. The more attention that it gets and the more that the algorithms pick up that there are people behind it that are excited about it, the more it's going to push it out to other people. And we're trying to reach as many people as we can with the gospel, so you guys could help us in that way. You got anything to say?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yes, kick it.
Let's kick it? Oh, is that it?
No.
What?
I want to talk about a burning bush.
You want to talk about the burning bush?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so Moses was walking with his sheep, and he saw something light up, and it was a burning bush. And he heard it spoke, but he looked around, but nobody was near him. So he said to put his staff down on it, and he
Who told him to put his staff down?
And Jesus.
God.
And God told him to put his staff down, and it turned into a snake. And when he picked it up, it was a staff again. Yep. But he told him to put his hand in the salt, and it turned into disease. Yeah, and he put it back in again, and it was normal. And last time a snake ate 2 snakes.
He went to see Pharaoh, and then his stick ate Pharaoh's snakes, right?
Yeah. So.
What did he tell Pharaoh?
Let my people go.
Let my people go. What did Pharaoh tell him?
No.
Yeah.
So he punched him?
No, he didn't punch him. He said, God said, let my people go, right? Yeah.
But last time, he put his stuff and spin it around in the water, and the water turned into blood.
Water turned into blood, that's right.
Yeah, that's an difference.
That was one of the plagues. So it went through all the plagues, and then finally, did Pharaoh finally let his people go? Yes. Yeah. That's good. All right. So say see you later.
See you later.
God bless you guys.
Welcome to the Contact Podcast.
Oh yeah, baby.
I have a special guest today. I got my man Arik Nelson, or what's
yes,
you want me to say Arik or Arik? Which one?
Yeah.
What did you say? Arik?
Arik. Yeah. DJ Mike Kelby.
Yeah, we were kind of talking before we started recording. I thought it was pronounced Arik, and I just made sure with him that it was, and he had a little funny story about DJ Mike LV, so I had to put that out there.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm good. Staying busy, blessed. I told you before we hit record, literally right before we recorded, that just like the last several episodes that I've had, I just couldn't get a piece about bringing somebody else on. And so I'm excited. I'm thankful that you would take the time to come on today. And I'm just hopefully, the Holy Spirit will lead this conversation to wherever he wants it to go. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, bro. I'm excited, bro.
Yes, sir. So I want to get into the music stuff. I want to get into like your testimony and things like that. But before we do, anytime I have a guest, I do something on here called the Big Three. And so the Big Three, it's just 3 random off the wall questions just to kind of get the ball rolling. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So question number 1, last time you ran away from an animal?
That's so random. I can't think. I ran away from an animal.
Yeah.
Probably my aunt's dog. Yeah. My
Yeah.
aunt's dog. Yeah.
I was just thinking about that the other day because my daughter had said something about a raccoon, and I drive a
A
truck.
raccoon?
Yeah, my wife. Well, no, my daughter had said something about a raccoon, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I drive a truck for a living, and when I was like 22 or 23, I used to do stuff for Amazon, and so I was
Right.
in Lexington, Kentucky, and I pulled up to one of their little whatever you call them distribution centers. And as I
Yeah.
pull up to where you get the paperwork signed, I see these two dudes that work for Amazon standing there beside the garbage can, and they're like poking the garbage can. And I'm like, what are these jokers doing? And they just keep on poking it, keep on poking it. I'm like, so I start to get out, and then all of a sudden I see them take off, and a big old fat raccoon gets out of it and starts chasing them down. And I was like, I hope it
Bro,
was
I bet
just
that
one.
was funny. I
Yeah.
bet that was funny, man.
Better them than me, that's for sure.
Hey, them raccoons don't play. They do not
Mm-mm.
play.
No, definitely
They will
not.
tear you up in a heartbeat.
And they like carry all them diseases and stuff. You don't want to mess with those.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
All right.
bad.
All right. So question number 2. Hopefully we won't get you in trouble here with your wife, but funny story from one of your first dates with your wife.
With my wife?
Or it could be any. I just said wife. I didn't want to get you in trouble.
No, you good. The funniest story that I've had with my wife.
When y'all
On
first
one of
started
our
dating.
dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can think of. We went to the fair for our first date, and we weren't even like we just now started talking, just started dating, and she wanted to ride the rides, but I was a little chicken, and I hate roller coasters, bro. And I guess like, bro, she was laughing at me the whole night. She got some other people to ride with her, and I mean, it's not the funniest, but like, I mean, it was crazy to me. And then she, have you
Oh,
ever
so she
played
left
that
you?
trick on? You said what?
She left you?
No,
She
she was
wa-
riding with some other people. Like, yeah, she rode with other people. I told her to ride with other people. I wasn't riding. I hate heights. I can't stand heights, bro. I can't do it. So I didn't do it.
That's how me and my wife were when we first got together. I never rode a roller coaster until I got with my wife, and then we went
Oh, really?
to Universal in Florida for our honeymoon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's like, you got to ride roller coasters if we're going to be at Universal.
Yep.
So I went on one. After we got off the first one, I was like, yeah, let's go on another one. And then
Really?
yeah. It just took one. Once I went on one, I caught the bug.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go on another one.
Dang, bro, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I've ridden one before. Like, I think that night I rode maybe one, but like, bro, in my hometown, right now I'm in Kentucky. Around my hometown, El Dorado, it was small town, and they had duct tape on one of them that I saw. Like,
Heck
bro,
no.
like, dude, I got on it because it just goes around and around. So like, I never got back on it, and it was just sketchy. It was like one of them sketchy parks.
And I just heard a story. It was either today or yesterday about somebody getting hit with that was like, I don't know if they were on the roller coaster or they were standing below in line or something. Got hit in the face with a cell phone.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. They on some Final Destination type stuff. I can't be around that.
No,
So,
yeah, they definitely got to do that
I go
upkeep.
for
That's
the funnel case. Yep.
I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. We my wife got me on roller coasters so much so that me and her ended up getting matching roller coaster tattoos. So
Dang, that's crazy.
yeah, so we got
That's
the
wild.
same tattoo,
Hey,
same spot.
That's lit.
Yeah, it's definitely unique.
I ain't never heard of that, but hey, stand out.
Yeah, well, it was kind of too just to kind of be like a little memory from our honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
So, question number 3. So, if you were forced to spend a night in either one of these places, which one would you choose? A haunted house or a graveyard?
That's a good question. Oh, graveyard all the way. Because I can run out the graveyard easily. But a haunted house, you're gonna get trapped. Nah. I don't know. What about you? What you going with?
I don't know. I feel like the the haunted house, it might be a little freaky at first, but once you kind of see how everything's moving, you're like, okay, that's not leaving that spot.
Right.
Yeah, I just feel like a graveyard. You see too many movies at night where somebody's in the graveyard, somebody sneaks up on them. I'm not with that. So
kick them back in the grave.
We when I was in, I don't know, middle school, I had never been to a haunted house before. And my girlfriend at the time, she's like, oh, we're all going to this haunted house. You got to come with us. And I'm like, okay. So it was just me and one other dude, and there was like 5 girls. So we go through, and I had never been through a haunted house before. And then everybody's freaking out. They're like, Donovan, you go first. And I'm like, I ain't never been through one of these. I ain't trying to go first, you know. So we ended up going through, and they tell us beforehand, they're like, whatever you do, do not run in here. You know, just walk through the exhibit. We don't want y'all bumping into people in front of you or whatever, hitting any of the actors. So we get out to the final little, I guess, the exit. And it's those little like rope, I don't even know what you call them, the little rope guide poles or whatever that lead you out, like the little maze. So we start going through that. We get about halfway through, and the way that this little haunted house would go is like sometimes you would go in through one door and then you'd be in the front of the line, and then we'd have to go out a different door. So then I'd be in the back. So it was like I was at the front and then the other dude was in the back. So then when we're exiting, I'm in the very back. And so we get about halfway through the little, you know, exit, and then a dude comes running out with a chainsaw. And he's like weaving his way through, and he's, you know, and I'm like, yo, they said don't run. And he starts getting like too close, and I'm like, forget it, run, go. So we got the heck out of there.
Well, I would have been freaking out. Oh, that's funny.
It was weird. But
that's crazy. No, they have you heard of that one to where I think it's a hospital? You have to make it to the top. You have to pay, but you can get your money back if you make it back down or make it all the way to the top.
And nobody's made it.
I don't think nobody's made it. I don't think so.
Isn't that the one where they can like hurt you and stuff in that one, right?
I don't know if they can hurt you to a certain extent. I know you have to sign a waiver, but I think they can like touch you and grab you up. I don't know if they can hurt you though.
I'm out on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's that, and then my wife, she loved to watch that McKinney Manor. I think that's what it's called. Have you heard of it? It's where the dude runs it at his house, and basically you sign a waiver. They can kind of hurt you. They can cut your hair. They can put stuff. They can make you eat stuff. They can pull teeth if they wanted to, bro.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's crazy. People do that just for fun. And if you make it out, you get money, but nobody hardly makes it because you got to make it 24 hours. Like,
no, forget that. Is that the one that they keep building onto the house?
I'm not. I think so because they have stuff on the back side of it, to where they have like a bunch of different stuff set up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's not in the actual house. I think it's like a maze or area behind it or something like that that they take them to. So,
because I know my wife. She was telling me something about that there was some haunted house or something that they're just continuously building. Like they're still building rooms and stuff on it. I don't know.
It might.
I don't know if that's the same one. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I ain't never going there.
Yeah, I guess it don't matter because I ain't never going to be caught in that place either. So, but anyway, that's the big 3 just to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. So, if you don't care, you want to share a little bit of your testimony, how you came to Christ, you know, upbringing, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, of course. Name's Arik Nelson. I'm from El Dorado, Arkansas. Small town. Used to be about like 12,000 people, and just surrounded by a bunch of drugs, a bunch of, you know, pills and stuff like that. I grew up. I'll just try to make it short. I lost my mom whenever I was 13, or whenever I was in 6th grade. Actually, yeah, I lost my mom to AIDS, and I'm an AIDS survivor. My grandma said that my mom had the AIDS whenever she had me, but by the grace of God, I didn't catch it. And I lost my mom. I went into foster care for 2 years. I got back with my real grandparents, and they were bad on drugs. You know, I loved them to death, but you know, they had their problems and stuff. So I was around drugs all the time. Lost both of them to, you know, stuff. Lost my papa to pills. And I finally got out after a while. And the main thing where Christ came in is my uncle Tyler. So my uncle was my mom's brother. He was 11, and he took me to church for the first time when I started staying there. And I'll never forget that because it changed my life. And after I think he was 11 when he passed away because he got killed in a car wreck because some drunk drivers. So the impact on my life was, seeing drugs all the time, seeing this, lots of loss. But God just really helped me see a different light, helped me see the side of it just to not want to do any of that. And I think he let me go through it to help me grow and to become the person that I am today, to where I just say, like, if you're doing that, that's cool, but like I'm fine with not doing any of that. Like I don't drink, I don't do all that stuff because I know what it did to my family. So I know what it would probably do to me. But yeah, that's the short side of my testimony. Just I've been trying to find my way in music and just what people see whenever they see me and they hear me. And I just really kind of just found a base on it. And like I created something called the Hope Community just for my music and just to really give people hope to know that any situation that they're going through, they're not alone. There's other people. There's other, people out there that's going through the same thing, and other people that has faith in God, they can surround themselves with people like that. So, and it's not just for my music. It's, prayers. It's for community, really. So I just want to help other people that went through stuff like me just to find Christ and just to find that hope,
Yeah, there's two things about what you said there that's really God has been really bringing to the forefront of my mind recently is one, community, and then two is what your hat says, talking about grace. Like the way that Satan really tries to steal everything from us. I've been looking at my life and just seeing things that Satan tried to steal from me from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And Satan tried to literally steal your life from the beginning. I got a buddy who he's a really good speaker. Like he preaches at his church and stuff every once in a while. He does a lot of stuff in music. And his backstory, like before he was born, they didn't know if he was going to make it because the umbilical cord got tied around his throat. And so and he uses his voice like in a super powerful way. And it's like, dude, even in the womb, Satan was trying to steal your voice. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like these moments we can't just let them slip away. Cause I think it fuels, at least for me, like I can only speak in my own life. Like it fuels me to want to go even harder. Cause I know what Satan is trying to steal from us. And I know the power that God has given us, you know what I'm saying? Through the cross. And so it's just like, we got to take full advantage of that. So I love everything that you're doing with the Hope Community. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying we got to, man. I love that. And I think like he's trying to take anything that you got going, whether, you start getting stuff going good and he's going to find a way to slip in. But I think just staying grounded in Christ and just trying to find stability. And I'm still working on that. We're not perfect. I'm still working on my readings and just trying to really study. Like I grew up, I hated reading. I still don't like reading too much, but I try to do my daily studies, and it just, you never know, like, how much it impacts you by just spending one moment with God. And it changes like everything, if you're struggling with anything like lust or, that was a big thing for me. I struggled with lust for a while, and I noticed that the times you spend with God, the enemy like backs up for a long time, like because you're constantly filling yourself up with Christ every day and surrounding yourself with the right people. So
the thing about getting in the Word too is like there's a lot of us that it's a struggle to get into the Word and find that time because we're always so busy now, right? So that's what one of the things Satan tries to use to keep us out of the Word, but it's like it's legitimately the playbook, because like if you're the way that you want to live your life, if you really, I know this big thing now, everybody wants to say they're living their life to the fullest. Like there's no greater way to live your life than like living it as the Creator designed for us to live it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and the only way to do that is getting in the Word and figuring out, okay, how do I need to go about this, or how do I need to do that? And I mean, it just gives you the answer to every scenario, every situation.
Yep, because he basically put the map for our life right here in front of us. Like, it's crazy, and it's crazy how, like, bro, you can get like 10 Bibles in your house and not ever read them, but they don't have like a Bible across the country to read, and they're yearning for the Word. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing too, like that we take for granted, because I've seen in China they're literally changing the Bible. Yeah, so it's just like we have to take this stuff seriously.
Yeah.
So it's just being grateful, being thankful that we're in a position that we can study the Word and find out what the truth is about Jesus, and like conversations like this too. Being blessed to be able to get together and talk about God, and hopefully somebody gets a little bit of encouragement out of this. But so to get into like a little bit of the music, how'd you get started? By the way, I did a Instagram live last Friday, and Arik won. And so, shout out to you for sending in some music.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So I just got started with the music. I'll just make it short, really. I started off playing the guitar for a while. I started off on contemporary. My papa, he taught me whenever I was there with my grandparents, he would play it all the time. And I don't know if anybody knows who's listening, or if you do, it's like he started teaching me like Johnny Cash and Elvis.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I grew up on like not even just rap. Like, I didn't discover rap until like I think about 7th grade or so. But yeah, I was mostly into Johnny Cash, Elvis, Michael Jackson. I was studying worship leaders. I was writing songs at church, and really it hit me on writing songs whenever my mom passed away. It just something about that the vulnerable moment of, I just felt like I was sitting in guitar class at school one day, and I felt like God, or something was leading me to write a song about my mom, or just start writing, and I did, and I did it at church, and I started singing, and I sung at my nana's funeral. And then, long story short, in high school, I discovered Lecrae, the Annie Mineo, and I kind of got shy of my voice, so I never really wanted to sing out loud too much. So I kind of started going more into rap, because I was so shy of my voice, and I thought I just couldn't sing and everything. I'm dabbling into it more. So future worship songs coming up soon.
Okay.
I've been down. I got one.
Okay.
I got one I finished today. Maybe on a up and coming project when I do a project. But now I started dabbling into rap, and it was trash. It was so garbage. Like, I know we all got to start somewhere, but it was pretty bad. Me and my buddy Tyler Sanders. Shout out to my boy T-San. We was in the garage just grinding in high school and just trying to come up with stuff, trying to be like Andy Mineo and all them, trying to do it. And I think we've been at it since I've been at rap for I think 6 years now on trying to find my sound. And I just recently started doing making beats and stuff whenever I made Grace. Yeah. That was my first produced record. I was staying in my hometown and just dropped out of college. Didn't know where I was gonna go with music, what I was gonna do. And my boy George Rose, shout out to G Rose. He reached out to me. He's a producer and he's a great artist. He reached out to me and he was like, "Yo, I got some beats for you." And instead of just sending me a pack, he called me. Like, I got his phone number. And he called me, hit him up, just kind of like this, and like we just started connecting and started becoming brothers. And then ever since then, I kind of I moved up to Kentucky. I stayed in Arkansas. I moved 8 hours away just to be up here where he was, and like just to get connected, so I can be close to Nashville and be close to like all the places to thrive in the Christian genre and stuff like that. So he's been a big blessing to me, and he's led me like so many to so many places, like not even just musically, but just being a great mentor for me. Mentors me through my in my marriage, everything. So yeah, it's a long story, a short story, but a long story of how I did music. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I just recently, got the news that I'm gonna be in the Cypher at Holy Smoke.
There
So,
you go.
Smoke Fest, not Holy
Yeah,
Smoke.
yeah, Smoke Fest.
Yeah, Smoke Fest. So I'm gonna be in the Cypher there. So if you come to Smoke Fest, make sure you tune in. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Community is something that's so essential. Like a lot of people think, I could just do it by myself as me versus the world and things like that. And it's like, nah, you need to get that group of brothers around you. You need to get those like-minded individuals around you.
Like all about the team. I would have never made it on Reach Records with Lunch Table. I would have never, got so much that I got blessed with if it wasn't for my team, if it wasn't for George, if it wasn't for my boy Eli, Eli, shout out to Eli Williams. He produced Knock Knock, and he's been a big blessing in my life. A bunch of people are part of my team who's just carried. Really, I mean, that's what it's all about. Like, if you think about like the big stars and stuff, they don't write all their songs alone. Like, they get in a room full of people and just mold like great minds alike, and they just make something great. So it's all a team effort.
Yeah, I think that's a misconception with a lot of people. They just see the name and they don't really see what all goes into it behind the scenes. But that's one thing that God's really been doing to me. It's funny that you said that. I kind of laughed when you talked about your boy. You moved 8 hours up there to be close to him, because it's just like, I've had, I'm not going to say everything, but there's just different things that the Lord's put on my heart that I know that in time, we're working towards. And it's just like, he's taken different people that are in my life out, and he's replacing them with new people. And they live farther away, and now we're kind of moving closer together. And it's just, you see those kind of things happening. You're like, okay, I feel like I'm getting this vision from God. And then when different pieces start moving too, and they're like, well, I don't know why I'm going here, but I'm just feeling like I'm led here. And then you say, well, this is what God's telling me. And they're like, oh, well, that makes sense for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, the closer that we get to God in our own lives, we don't realize how oftentimes too that plays a role in other people's lives, plays an impact on other people's lives as well. So it's just like, that community is so essential.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it's all about this community and just keeping those friends close and just always being humble and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's funny too, because especially once you get, those 3 or 4 dudes around you that you can trust, and you're like bouncing ideas off of them, or bouncing, like in your case, music or whatever. And then if somebody else that you're not really cool with, that they barely know you, they try to say something to you, you're like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
Because people come, I'm sure they do. Because they come. I'm just a little podcaster. People do that kind of stuff to me, so I can't imagine for you guys rapping and stuff like that. It's got to be coming from all different directions.
We keep it really in the circle, to be honest. Like, whenever we come up with a song, like, we just send it to each other, and just I got my certain people I send my songs to, just to preview it, because I trust them. I trust them with my music, and they keep it real with me, and that's what I like it. Like, they don't sugarcoat nothing. If they say it's trash, it's trash. I go back to the drawing board. That is what it is.
Yeah, that's why we can't be, especially trying to do something that you're putting out, especially under the guise of like, I'm doing this to glorify God. You want to make sure that it's the best that it could be, for one, and two, you can't be sensitive about it and just be like, just because you think it's great doesn't mean other people are going to think it's great.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of people don't get too. It's like, they might think it's the best thing in the world, but it's like, I mean, you gotta be honest with yourself sometimes, especially, I don't know, let other ears. That's why it's good to have community. Like, I've had some stuff of my own, like when I tried to do it on my own and I recorded it, and I'm like, I'm so hype about it. And when I go to my boys, like, nah, and it hurts at first, but I'm like, okay, I understand. You can see the bigger picture. Like, bro, George made me do Lunch Table, my verse 6 times. I did that verse like 6 or 5 times until I finally got it right, because he was like, you can't let everybody outdo you on your own song.
Oh,
like, yep. Yep, you can't do it. You can't do it. So I mean, you gotta be honest. Like he said, you can't. You gotta shine. So I did that mug 6 times and finally got it.
Yeah, that's tough too. I can't. Obviously, you can speak to this better than I can. So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what you're trying to do. Like if you're a feature on somebody's song, right? You're trying to go on there and kind of take the song over a little bit in a way.
Yeah, you just try to shine the best you can and bring the best. And that's what you can't let them do though. You can't let them outshine you because people hey, stop. It's not who I was up against because like it's not a competition, but it's like I want to do just as good as they do. I want to make the song sound just as good because I knew like the people that we got on there. You got Bats. I mean, he's already like a lyrical like genius, and he goes crazy. Then you got Flogic. And they go crazy too, and like they killed the verses. So I was like, I gotta do something. I can't be up there looking like a fool.
That goes back to that whole community aspect too, because like when you see people that are going at it, like you said, and you're like, okay, I got to make my stuff better. Because like for me, I try to post a scripture every day on my Instagram, and I try to make it in a way that is engaging to where like if a non-believer saw it, they might be like, oh, this is kind of cool. I want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because for too long, Christian content has just been cheesy, right? And it's been lame, and it's been something that the world's like just throws to the side. Like this is trash. But it's like, okay, we have to do the best that we can to make sure we're putting out stuff that's not just for the 4 walls of the church. Like this isn't just something that's going to get a rah-rah from the church that is most times 15 years is stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I got like 3 or 4 dudes around me that they post similar content that I do. And I'm like, okay, I got to step up my game because I see what they're doing. So like, I got to make sure what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that goes back to that community and iron sharpens iron.
Anytime, anytime anybody in your group goes up, you go up, and I think that's what it's all about too, just lifting each other up because it's not about us at the end of the day. It's like, of course it's about God, but it's like the people that you have in your group, y'all lifting each other up. And if I can do something to make somebody else win, I mean that's for the kingdom, and it benefits the whole team.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Plus too, I see with a lot of, I think it's probably all over the place, but what I've witnessed in because I've been doing the podcast since February of 22, so a little over a year.
Yeah.
Is there are a lot of Christians that want to, like you said, push together and like help each other improve and stuff. But then there's some too that are like real hold the cards close to the chest type. Yeah. And to me, I just look at it as like there's plenty of room at the table for everybody. There's like how many billions of people in this world?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you on that. Like I can speak on that subject. I ain't gonna say nothing. I've met some people like that before, and it's like I think you just gotta realize what you're grateful for and like the things that you have is like good because the community that I have around me, like it's some humble dudes, some humble people that'll give you the shirt off their back, and we're not those, we're not standoffish towards anybody. We're like accepting. Like I met some people to where, they standoffish. They don't want to talk to you because they're too cool or something like that. So it's just, you gotta understand, like, I guess, I know people were raised in different areas, so there's different areas, but you just gotta keep your circle close.
As long as you got that group around you too, that outside noise won't have really an effect on you. Because that's the thing about it too. I try to keep the mindset of whatever anybody says positively to me or negatively, I can't even talk. Either way, whatever they say to me, I can't let it affect what I'm doing either way, because then it changes the motive behind it. Like I'm doing it unto God to I'm just doing it for myself because I'm just worried about, oh, wait, how is this making me feel? And at the end of the day, it's not about that. Like I'm trying to point to God. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the people from the outside are always gonna talk. Because like you said about talking about too cool. Like I started that when I did the breakdown last week before, whenever it was. You sent the music.
Yeah.
So I had people messaging me saying, "Oh, so you're just watering down the God. You're just trying to be cool by doing a live with music and this and that." And I'm like, "You're
They
not looking
always
at the
gonna say
content."
something, bro. Bro, they're
Yeah.
always gonna say something. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, I know Miles Minning, like when he was posting on his thing, I don't know if you saw it, bro.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was in the comment section. Like, this ain't Christian, this ain't this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, they don't even listen to the music before they get a
Exactly.
chance to say like George posted something with bro, he was literally it's his dance to a song and it's like, can you feel it? And then he goes and somebody like made a video to it the next day. A girl did, saying that he was satanic, and they took a picture of like the pentagram with the devil in the middle. They're like, this is Satan symbols and stuff. I was like, bro, chill out. Come on.
Yeah, Miles, I had him on the podcast a while back, and when I posted a couple of like little snippets of it, and people kept messaging me, and they're like, "Why are you bringing people on your podcast that are part of the Illuminati?" I'm like, y'all just don't like the genre of music. Just admit it. You don't like rap music. I mean, that's cool if it's not for you, but like, we're supposedly brothers and sisters in Christ, and all you're doing is just bashing, what we're trying to do for the kingdom.
Ain't that we're doing wrong, and it's just because of the way that people were raised about rap to think it's supposed to be a certain way. But I mean, it's better now.
I think a lot of it too is people are seeing other people try to do things that they wish they could do, but they're too busy sitting around eating Doritos on their couch instead of like getting out and trying to do something.
Facts. Call them out.
All it does is whenever you bash a fellow brother and sister in Christ, I look at it from the outside perspective. So like if a non-believer just sees us arguing and saying, "Oh, that's not God," or this or that, how are they going to perceive it?
Right. Yep. So, it's frustrating.
It is, but that's why we just got to seek first the kingdom, like it says in Matthew.
Exactly. And seek first the kingdom and show them grace.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll switch gears a little bit. So I know you announced a couple of weeks ago how you guys are getting ready to have a baby. You're getting ready to have y'all's first.
Yes, sir. I'm about to be a dad.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be good. She is 11 weeks right now, so we're fresh. But the due date's February the 6th. We don't know what we're gonna have yet. She's hoping for a girl. I'm down for either one. But yeah, I'm ready to be a dad, man. It's gonna be good. I'm ready. Yeah,
I don't want to get like I don't want to like bring up a sore topic or anything like that. So if this is something that's like too much, you can just tell me and I can take this out. So like going into like a little bit of your upbringing, how you said you were in the foster system and stuff like that. So like, how does that play into like how it makes you feel to be a father and how you want to be as a father, if that makes sense?
Yeah, of course. So I think growing up, I really didn't have my dad too much. Like my mom was I was a mama's boy. Like I was big mom's boy. And I think growing up, I didn't have my father figure. So I really never yearned for it, to be honest. It's like, that feeling to have a dad wasn't there. But I had my papa, he taught me guitar and all that stuff. And I think growing up in that just made me realize what I don't want my kid around, what I don't want my kid around, how I want to father my child, and just giving them the best life possible, the best life that I can, whether that's providing everything I can for them, teaching them all that I know, I think with that, I just want to be the best dad that I can be and just give them the best life and set them up for different things. Like if they don't do music, that's all right. Whatever they want to do in life, I just want to set them up for that and set them up, especially in the kingdom for Christ. So that's my main goal. It's just to set them up in the kingdom,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've said it time and time again on this podcast. Like, if everything that I'm doing doesn't have an effect on anybody else in the world, but as long as it has a positive effect on my kids, then that's really all I can ask for,
Yeah, man. Because like that's the next generation too. Like, it's not like not even just our kids, but like that's the next generation, and they're coming up and they're gonna raise their kids, and we're gonna pass on. So it's like we just got to be leaders. Like, got to be the best leaders.
Yeah, and going back to like the way that you live your life has an impact on so many other people. So I shared this on the podcast a little while back, but it's kind of fitting here as well. So like my mom, she her upbringing was pretty rough, and her mom was actually a prostitute. And so she wasn't around her mom a lot. And then my aunt went down that same road. But my mom, she didn't. She ended up getting saved when she was like, I want to say she was like 13 or 14, something like that. And she raised me and my brothers and sisters, like took us to church, taught us the things of the Bible, taught us the things about Jesus. And now we're all grown. I have 4 kids. My sister has getting ready to have 4 kids. My brother has 2 kids. And then the youngest sister, she will eventually. She just got married like last year. But it's just like the way that she decided, I'm going to live my life not like how my mom did, but I'm going to live it according to God. So like her deciding that played a role on all of us. And so it's just like our decisions have such an impact on others.
Yeah, man, she broke the cycle, and like that's what I've been, just talking about my whole life. Like, I broke the cycle. Like, I plan to just keep that cycle broken and just grow from here. Like, we don't have to become what we grew up in, and that's what I seen. I seen a lot of people that I was surrounded by, which it sucked. Like, a lot of my friends and family members, that they became what they grew up in, and like some of them, they didn't have the best upbringing, but they just got sucked into it. And like, all you can do is, be that light and pray for them, and just do the best that you can just to impact their lives. And that's all we can do is shine the light and just be better.
Yeah. So is that kind of like the whole mission, like behind the music and everything like that? Is that what you're trying to do, really? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole, like, that's really just the whole mission. Like, of course, share Christ, but also just to give people, like I said in the beginning, just to give people hope, man. Just not even just hope, but just have faith in Him, knowing that you can make it out of anything. You can make it out of poverty, with lusting, anxiety. Like, I went through like 2 years of like full on anxiety attacks, and just bad, like crying in the bathroom at work, just not knowing why, and praying like, God, please take it away. But I'm telling you that, like, faith in God, He has a purpose for it. Like, He has a purpose for everything.
Yeah.
And He's gonna get you out of that, and you just gotta have faith.
Yeah. And then too, not just be looking at yourself all the time, because once you get on the other side of it, then you have the opportunity to help other people that might be going through it and be like, hey, I've went through it. God's with you. These are the things that, the Lord showed me through that time to kind of help other people out. Because like everything in our lives, Satan and the world tries to make it to where it's just about us. But it's just like, no, it's about others. It's about blessing other people. It's just
that points back to the whole community. It's like people that's in my group, like, they done went through things. Like, if I need marriage advice, I got, George, he's been through 10 years of marriage, or I think more than that. And then you got my buddy over here, he's been through 5 more. I've only been through 2. So it's like, you can, as long as you have community around you, people that'll ground you, like, you'll be set up. You'll be good.
What was the craziest adjustment in getting married?
You said what?
What was the craziest adjustment for you in getting married?
The craziest adjustment? I don't know, to be honest, because we was already like farting around each other and stuff like that before. we already like we done broke the ice and everything. So I don't really know what the craziest. It was really the same. Like, it was the same as our dating a little bit, except just different aspects. But I think that was pretty much it. Like, I can't even think of really anything like the craziest adjustment. I guess having to split money like a little bit, maybe that was it. Like, I can't I can't go to the store and buy ice cream all the time, or I gotta, you gotta talk to your partner. You can't just buy what you want to buy. And
Yeah.
so, which we talk about it. I mean, we spend what we need to spend, and she looks at it just as long as we're able to pay our bills. But yeah, I think that was the craziest adjustment, or the slightest one.
Yeah, that's one thing that's good about women, I guess, is they're well, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but like
what you say.
So I'll she don't listen to this, but I drive a truck, right?
Yeah.
So I drive a truck, so I'm literally in the truck 10 to 12 hours every day on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet, if I'm in our personal vehicle, if we're driving to the store, or we're driving to her mama's house, or we're driving to church, I don't know how to drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in her eyes.
Right.
And so that's when I got to, present my credentials. Here's my CDL. Here's where I drive a truck every day. I don't know how I get from these places without you, but we managed to pull in a day out. Yeah. So
I don't know how.
That's the craziest thing to me, because I'll tell her sometimes, like, I'll look around. I'm like, this house that we live in is paid by me driving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think I got that part down.
Anytime you say anything about it, just look around you. Just look around you.
Yeah, I'm like, look at all this. This is from me driving. But yeah, I think that's just a thing with all women, the backseat driver deal.
Oh yeah, for sure, most definitely. I think. That was an adjustment too. My wife, her dad, and her just and she's got a strong personality with things. So like, he told me in the beginning of the marriage, he's like, she gonna wear the pants in the marriage. I said, what? I said, what? Hey, yeah, that's what she said. She said, I wear the pants in the relationship. So that, I mean, I'm not like assertive. Like, yeah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm go with the flow. I'm more go with the flow, which I'm trying to work on, like, being more assertive. But she wore the pants for a little bit. I just was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we work on it.
They'll do it if you let them. Me and my wife, we've been married for 7 years, 8 years, no, 7 years. And it's just one of those things. Any guys out there that have just got married, or they've only been married a couple years, my best advice would be pick your battles. Like, pick your battles wisely, because there's some of this stuff that you think is such a big deal. Just let it go.
Right.
Just let it go. It ain't worth it.
Yep. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've enjoyed marriage stuff. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a blast. I wouldn't be doing this right now without my wife. You know what I'm saying? Anything in my life, the way that the Lord has brought her, and just the way she gives me confidence. You know what I'm saying? And she's the type too that, like you said, how people, if you send somebody in your group a song or whatever, and they're like, no, that's trash. That's how she is. Like, she's honest. So if I say, what do you think about this idea or that? She's not going to say, oh yeah, I think, if she don't think it's any good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very, very
She'll
appreciative.
Be honest with you. She ain't gonna sugarcoat it.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. I'm very thankful for that. But I want to do, awesome. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna. I think we'll see how it works. I'm gonna do a new thing, just because I know all of us are at different points in our walk with Christ. All of us are at different seasons in our life. So, is there anything like specifically that the Lord has been like bringing up to you in your life, or something that the Lord's been putting on your heart recently that you've been just kind of dwelling over?
Yeah, that's a good question. Man, I think, to sum it down, the main thing that he's brought to my life is full surrender. That's what I've been getting in my mind lately, and it's just the fact of I kind of grew of a time of doing music, talking about God, but I never took the time to read and spend time with Him. So it's like I'm taking that time just to study, just try to study my Bible and try to spend that quality time, because it's like your best friend. If you don't spend no time with them, you're gonna grow apart. You know, if you don't, if you can talk about them from far away all you want, but you know, if y'all don't spend actual time together, you won't grow closer. So, I think right now it's just full surrender. That's actually what I wrote the worship song about. Like, you'll probably hear it on the project, but like, bro, it had me crying earlier. Like, I was on the wall being a baby. I was like, God dang.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation between like God and me talking about. It's called "Don't Let Go," and the first verse is talking about. It's from God's perspective, and he's like, you know, I'm here the whole time. Don't give me 50%. Give me full you, like 100%. If you just give me that extra 50, I'll show you like my true like love and grace, like I've been wanting to. And then my side, I'm like, I'm sorry, like that I've been this way all these years. You know, I've held back because of maybe lust or some things that's, you know, brought me down. So I think right now I'm just in full surrender. Yeah, I mean, lust was still a problem with me, kind of in the beginning of the marriage a little bit because I carried it for a long time, but it's slowly dwindled down. You know, the more and more I spend time with God, and I'm just working on that right now too, and just full surrender to Christ, man.
Yeah,
that's my main thing now.
Yeah, it's I've had several people reach out to me a lot recently talking about their struggles with pornography and stuff like that. And the one thing that is really opened my eyes to see is like Satan tries to make all of us, anybody, you know, now male or female, whoever's getting into that kind of stuff, tries to make them feel like they're alone. But it's just like there's so many people that struggle with that because of how it's just thrown at us from a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like you're seeing it in movies, you're seeing it on TV and, you know, magazines. Yeah, it's constant. So,
bro, Satan. Your kids, like, that's what the crazy thing is too. Like, your kids can see it in no time. Like, bro, you just look on like billboards. You look on, if they get on Instagram, they get on TikTok. All it has to do is show like those random ads that pop up, or you're on Instagram and you got those random people liking your stories that is a butt pic or something. Like, bro, chill out. Like, it only takes one time to mess up.
Yeah. That's it. And that's the way that, you know, our brains are hardwired too. Because once you see that stuff, you know, you're not going to stop right there. You're like, okay, I got to get more. I got to see more. I got to figure out more about this. So it's just like trying to eliminate any of those moments that could even be a possibility of that happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, that's facts, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on today, man. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it's been a blast, man. It's glad to talk to you, man.
So I know you got something dropping tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. I got a new single. It's called "Grow." It's dropping at midnight, and it's basically just talking about basically what we talked about, just growing in Christ and having full surrender, and just taking that time to really get to know Christ.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's a hype one. It's for. If you're listening right now, you need something new on your playlist for the gym. Hey, hit me up. Grow on Spotify, iTunes, all of it.
This drops. This episode will drop Monday, the 31st. So once this drops, it'll already be out. But I'll go ahead. Whenever I post the episode, I'll tag you and I'll put the link to the song and everything like that, so people can check it out. But you want to tell people where to find you at?
Yeah. Just find me at all platforms. Arik Nelson, ARIKNELSON. It'll be out on Spotify. All of that. Check me out.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your time, man. Thank you for coming on and spending some time with me today, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. So God bless you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this conversation. Lord willing, we'll be back same time next week. Have a good week.